Well, hello there guys. Today we're going to be drawing a nice, quick, simple, easy picture of Squirtle. Now, this Pokemon is quite simple to draw. It's mainly two great big circles. So go ahead and start to draw an ever so slightly flattened out circle shape. Really nice and big towards the top right hand part of your page. I'm just building up my circle by drawing lots of smaller lines together till I've got that rough circular shape. And it is slightly flatter than it is long in this example, which is great. Now I'm going to imagine a center line that curves slightly off to the right there, ever so slightly. That's going to be the middle of Squirtle's face. And then the bottom third of this, if I draw a line just right about here that curves all the way around, I'm going to have the eyes sitting on top of this line and the mouth will fit the space below. So if we go ahead straight away and think about this mouth, I'm just going to pick a point that's roughly equally on the inside edge of about here and roughly equally on the inside edge of about here. And what it does is this mouth will curve and point into a slight beak down to this center line. So it's going to curve along, then just slip into a little bit of a point at the end. And here that point's going to slip back up into the curve of the top of the smile. And then for the bottom of this great big smile, it's just going to follow the bottom edge of this circle around as well. So nice and big, just following inside this existing curve. So we'll bring that right up to there like so. Pop in a couple little bit of nose holes just below this 1/3 down line, and then we'll get the eyes in as well. Now, if you imagine splitting this roughly into quarters up this top zone, Squirtle's eyes will be quite far apart. They're right in these outside zones. So I'm going to create another space that will be about 1/3, around about here. And it's this middle third space that we're going to fit the eyes into. So with the Pokemon eyes, they tend to be a bit flatter at the bottom. And then they're just these big ellipses that curve up and around like so. Up and over. And then here on this side, flatter at the bottom. But then really just big ellipses that curve up and round like so. Now the way the eyes will sit inside of here is probably just a little bit into the right here and then a little bit into the left here, so it's got this slightly cute cross-eyed look ever so slightly about it. And then I think what I'm going to do as a result of that is just move the center of this mouth along. Absolutely fine to do. We had a bit of rubbing out last episode as well, but what I'm going to do is just actually bring this beak point to about here and then up across there. I think that puts the mouth slightly more central, which is better. And then with the nose bits as well, we're going to put one there and one there. Lovely, much better already. Now with the eyes, we're going to put in a great big spot of light reflection round about top right here. And same thing top right here inside of the iris or pupil zone that we've drawn. And then again, just a little bit of colour is going to show just down here that Squirtle's eyes, I think, are red in Pokemon, if anything. Excellent. A little bit of eyebrow right there, a little bit of eyebrow right there. And that's the Squirtle face. It's a very simple shape. The body, also very simple. We're just going to draw a great big circle that hangs off the bottom left of this. So I'm just going to start in around about here. And I'm just going to imagine that I've got a great big circle. I'm going to come all the way down and around like so. You'll notice the size of this head, it's not quite twice as deep as this head is, because the body's actually slightly behind as well as below Squirtle's head. But it is a massive proportion of this circle. This is like half as large again, just dropping off down to the bottom left like so. But this is going to be the majority of Squirtle's body. Now we're going to have to fit in some limbs on Squirtle. So I'm going to probably just draw off a line around about here to the bottom of the page where he's probably going to end up standing. And each limb just shoots off like a star. So we're going to just draw this in by drawing these blob shapes. And we're going to start inside the circle. So if we start around about here, I'm just going to have a blob, like a little half sausage. It just comes off on this side. There's one Squirtle arm. Going to have another one that just comes off this side as well. Up here perhaps, and from around here. Here's another Squirtle arm. The leg on this side shoots out as well. So again, I'm just going to the bottom quarter of the circle. I'm just going to create a nice big shape like so there. And then on the right leg, I think it kind of comes in a bit. So this is going to be a much shorter sausage shape. That'll be the knee. And then the foot is going to just be a bit more of a flat area that comes off there, like so. So if we go back to these shapes now, I just get to draw a line on the outside and follow that. When it gets to the end, I'm actually going to point these out into two curvy, pointy triangles, which represent the kind of digits. And then just draw another triangle on the inside, which will be a thumb. And then just bring that circle line up and in. I think it comes in like that. Then for this leg, again, happy with this curve here. Just going to follow the outside edge down and then point it off into three kind of flipper toe things that Squirtle has, like so. And back. And then on this side as well, this bottom foot is going to turn into three flippery points. And then the top of the knee will just show there. This line will come around here. And then just up on here as well, we'll go 3 points for the end. 1, 2, and 3. And back down. Let's just make sure this is all in focus. Lovely. And now we just need to drop in a couple of other bits. So the shell, we'll see just the edge of it. If you join this leg to this arm, just with a curve like that, that will be the inside edge of the shell. We'll make this line nice and thick, like so. And we'll see just a bit of the edge of the shell there in this gap. So I'll just draw a line in here to show it's got a bit of pattern and texture. Just up here, we'll see a bit more of this white edge of the shell, just like there. And then on the tummy, there's this very particular pattern. So we're going to draw a line that kind of goes down the middle, like so. And we're going to turn that into a cross that curves with the circle all the way along like so. And then we're going to have another parallel line that goes just under the chin like this. And then what we're going to do from here is really weird. We're going to, if you imagine, coming about a quarter of the way here and a little bit more than that on that side. We've got like a rough box shape going on. Really, we're just going to go from this point here, take it up to the arm, and from this point here down to the leg. It's really odd, but basically it'll just make sense if you just follow this rough idea. That can go off to the side there, and this one can go down to the leg here. So this is a final line, this is a final line, this guy in the middle, and this guy coming down to around about halfway towards the bottom, and that will actually split into a triangle as well. Just there, and just there. And this line at the top, this guy, he still stays. We'll keep that along there. Excellent. Just make that darker for the bottom edge of Squirtle's face as well. And then now all we need to do is worry about the tail. So this is just another blob. Most of Squirtle's shapes are blobs. We're just going to shoot right off of the back. And what happens is it goes into this big spiral. So if you imagine you've got a line that just is going to be this final egg shape right at the end. What we're going to do is we're going to follow this line round, but then curve in, and then in even tighter, just like that. So this is the spiral that makes up the back of Squirtle's tail. The bottom edge of it will just join on with a line like that. And there we go. We've got ourselves a nice, quick, simple, easy picture of Squirtle. I'm going to drop into a time lapse. Let's just get a bit of tongue in there and put some ink on this and see you guys right at the end. And welcome back. There we have a nice, quick, simple, easy image of Squirtle. 2 big circles and limbs that just shoot off in every direction. So I'm going to scan this in, put Squirtle into that sort of really light blue colour, a brown bit of shell, a white bit of edge to the shell, and a nice cream sort of yellowy colour to the tummy. I hope you guys have found this quick tutorial to be useful. Do click on that subscribe button or click that like button. We'll be doing loads more in the future. I'll see you guys next time round. Take care.